2, 1. Hey, hello YouTube world.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's been too long.
It's been very long. We have 2, 1. We have done much with our lives since we last spoke of April of last year. Don't mind me.
It's like a completely different existence now. It's weird.
It is. It actually kind of is. Not that it matters too much for the viewers, because I'm sure you can all just watch this back to back. I'm back in college now, and I'm doing classes. So that said, I'm gonna be primarily focusing on classes, but I think we can at least manage to do a 2-3 hour stream every Wednesday evening, starting approximately 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. So if you wish to tune in for that, by all means, we will be happy to have you, either in the Discord server or in the YouTube chat. Why? We have 2 viewers already? Let's get this game going. What am I yapping? What am I yapping for?
Congratulations, that's what we call a loyal following.
This is whack. Let's go. Can't believe we have people that actually watch this. Alright.
It's almost like they're here for our personalities or something.
I guess so. So, when we last left our intrepid heroes, Atme is being tried next door as Mask to Mask, and now we need to figure out who's been giving Ron his plans to try and pretend to be Mask to Mask. So basically, we have to figure out what Ron is up to before Atme gets deemed as Mask to Mask, because he's just that quirky of a dude, I guess.
Yeah, it's always the eccentrics who get falsely pinned.
Yeah. Oh, right. This is the part where we do lines. You won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
As much as I would like to contribute, I can't see.
Oh, shoot! That would help. Hang on. Let me stream.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's been a while.
Yep. Alright, there we are. That probably helps.
Yeah, it does.
Perfect. Alright. Well, it is a murder case. What are you
talking about?
Oh, right,
they're here for the trial next door.
Next door?
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having me. Let's try that again. They're having Detective Atme's trial today.
Detective Atme?
They say they're going to try him as Mask Star Damask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see Mask Star Damask's trial.
I know. By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, I lost her again. Don't know where she is. But I mean, she's back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year where I lost her.
Please, don't ignore me!
Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning. I see our attempts to ignore him have been unsuccessful.
No one would notice me, even if I killed someone.
Very interesting choice of words there, mister. Come on, don't be silly. Wait a sec.
You don't mean you're the murderer? No, I'm just a poor thief. No,
you're a poor fashionista,
right.
too.
A thief can't really be poor.
Actually, that's why most thieves are thieves, because they're poor and they don't want to be poor no more.
Yeah. Now let's see.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this guy didn't do it. He doesn't know how thieves work.
Yeah. He doesn't know how a lot of things work. Flipping Worsher's caramel hair looking dude. Right.
Yeah.
Now let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists. The heists.
Do you really think there's a connection between the thief and the murder? Nick!
Someone has asked a very good question. Why is there a translucent Type 99 Arisaka rifle? That is not just a gun. That is a Type 99 Arisaka rifle, fought exclusively in the Vietnam War. by like a handful of people.
Wait a minute, I thought it was World War II.
Oh, you're right. Haha, yes, World War II. The Type 99 Arisaka rifle. How could we forget the pinnacle gun of World War II?
Yeah, it's very important to the lore and stuff.
It is actually important to the lore. There is someone who is not here with us who would love to know that we have literally held on to these pictures on our desktop for almost an entire year to make sure that the file doesn't get corrupted whenever we turn on the streaming software.
Now that's what I call dedication.
I am dedicated to the audience.
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always. Let's grab a burger and some ramen. A burger on top of ramen.
A bombing, if you will. I'm afraid that's not an option.
What? Am I about to be arrested for terrorism now?
October
Maya
14th,
Fey, we
10
find you
a.m.
guilty of blowing up that building over there.
District Court, courtroom number 6. Hey, yo, what's up, Hedgehog? How's it going? Life is good.
Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron Delight.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge of the weak.
Okay, settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Goodo.
He's got the judge in the palm of his hand, yet again.
Ron Delight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all.
I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Goodo.
Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording.
I still have no idea what that... Phoenix, say something impressive.
That's all my statement means. You understand now, right?
Yes. Well, let me briefly summarize the details of this case.
Man just insulted the judge directly to his face and got him to agree with it.
Yeah.
Wow, the judge is taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change.
The victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However...
Very ironic how many people die in safes in this game when it's got, like, safe in the name.
Yeah, I was gonna say, very dangerous kind of saves, aren't these? Bad advertising. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. of the previous day.
And that's when our little lost kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Very well then, Mr. Goodo, please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial.
I'm pretty sure that's a lot of caffeine. Are you alright? Do you need to go home?
But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Goodo, your witness?
Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? Maybe a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then.
We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify.
Ha! You've got guts, trite.
All right then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
Place your bets now. How long till he blows it?
I don't know.
You did it, didn't you?
Yes.
What?
No, that's not true.
Wow, he did it even sooner than I thought he would. Remarkable, well done. I bet on 10 seconds he did it in 5.
Huh. For a moment there, I thought we'd set the record for the shortest trial ever.
In this game, dream on, man.
Yeah, an actual normal trial.
Sigh. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with that face he's making.
And once he
Speaking of
opens
guilty faces.
Yeah, and once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin.
Ha! Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go home.
Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
My visit to KB Security.
That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up.
Damn, what the hell do you put in your coffee?
I can only presume he was inspired by that one Badlands Chugs video where he drinks the ocean.
Yeah.
Ha! It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny.
Okay, but if you're putting weak people in your coffee, maybe that's why you're able to drink 17 cups of it without dying. That's a lot of caffeine.
Shut up, Judge.
Yeah, okay, I love you too.
You would never know that from the way he's chugging it down.
Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
Alright. Let's do that thing where we press on the statements.
Hold it! 1 a.m., huh? You absolutely sure about that?
Yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office.
Aha! A clock! We've disproved those before.
Actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit...
1 a.m. That's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure.
Thanks, buddy.
I have to be in bed at a reasonable hour. I can't be drinking coffee at 1 in the morning.
Exactly. A man has to get his sleep so he can wake up early and make more coffee.
Exactly. I had to get up at 4 a.m. and harvest the beans myself.
And then crush them.
Between the palms of my fingertips.
Yeah. It ordered you there?
It was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere.
What?
So he's gotten other blackmail letters, but they were just less specific than this.
Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then?
Oh.
Oh, of course. They'd say things like, steal this or take that.
Ha ha! Why don't you save those for later, Mr. Delight? Please don't say any more. And now what should I do? I should press harder. So what did the blackmail letter in question say?
It said to bring $50,000.
Money, eh? A perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway.
Oh, is that right?
After all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of.
An important point indeed. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony.
Yes, sir.
Ha!
A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. Don't ask where I came up with that from, but, you know, that's my thought process. Okay. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He's just
Did
worried
he?
that people will find out that that hair isn't real.
Anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me.
So that's why Miss Delight didn't believe he was mask to mask.
That's why I knew they were just hollow threats.
Hmm.
Okay, it's a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
Used to be security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago, you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say?
This isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject.
No, like, why were you fired, though? Surely you got some kind of information.
Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well...
The world is filled with those who have said, I wish I had never asked that.
Okay, then I take it back.
Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby.
Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick?
Yeah, I know someone who takes up that hobby. Don't you look at me like that.
My salary wasn't nearly enough.
Phoenix Wright's secret hobby of, like, buying 20 Bazooka Joe comics after work every day?
No, not even that. Every time Maya's like, oh yeah, we should go get burgers. Nick, you're paying.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's the hamburger helper. So I stole data from the company.
Come again?
So glad my memory was, like, wrong. I thought we were stuck with Panburger Partner again.
No, thankfully, this is the OG hamburger helper. I don't want Panburger Partner again. She can go back to Reddit.
Yeah.
KB Security has a lot of security info in all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief...
You stole some data and sold it. Why didn't you get into the data broker industry? It would have flown right by there.
Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately.
What? I wish I'd never asked that.
I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I'd quit on my own.
What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes, I'm sorry.
This is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse. Crashed and blew up.
Now come on, Nick, it ain't that
grammatically-
bad.
It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster.
Come on, man, that's what you do. You rip cases from the clutches of disaster.
It didn't scare him. Okay, but like... But then why did you go? Because you wanted money? Like...
Yeah, what do we have, like, in terms of evidence that we can use?
I don't know. Your wife? You're just probably afraid of her.
Yeah. Oh, different music.
Mr. Delight, what you say just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday.
Huh? What doesn't?
I think you must have been scared. Very scared. Of having a certain person find out your secret.
A certain person?
Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife.
Whoa, but listen to me, my Desi, she's...
Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins.
Yeah. Godot.
Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault.
What do you mean?
Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, somebody used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about.
Oh,
No, everything is falling neatly into place for him.
Don't talk about my Desi like that. Oh, you'll be sorry.
well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far.
What do you think, Nick?
I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes.
Clearly, there was sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much.
Wait, wrong voice.
The motive is clear. Let's move on.
Ugh.
What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now. Tell us. We're all ears.
At the CEO's office.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
Oh.
Suddenly, I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed.
You mean your ridiculous hair didn't shield you from the impact?
If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead.
I wish I was dead now.
I wish I was dead.
I see, suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He said that Master Mask struck him on the head from behind.
Of course, since Atme turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie.
No one's going to believe a pathetic lie like that.
What are you even saying? I really was attacked.
We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination.
Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend.
Oh dear.
You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot.
Phoenix does not want another mug to his mug.
He does not want another mug-on-mug action, yeah.
I have faith in Iran. I know he didn't do it.
Why? Why would anyone have faith in this man?
Because there's nothing else to have faith in.
That's true. This world is kind of lousy.
There's a suspicious shadow there.
Ooh. Who was this suspicious shadow?
If there were 1,000 of me and even one knew, I'd tell you, trust me.
His dodging all of our questions is not helping us win his case.
Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Bullard at the time?
What do you mean by how was he?
Was he already dead? Was he still alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place.
That's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright?
Forget it.
Alright.
Your forehead?
Ah, yes, the one part not shielded.
Yeah. Yes, I was hit on the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack.
Do you remember anything about who hit you?
Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while.
I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking.
Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him.
Maya perks up like, ooh, let me do it.
Don't smile so much at that. Jeez, this is a joke.
I hadn't been wearing that, I would. What do you mean by that? That? Could you please clarify what you're referring to?
Why my
Don't
mask
you
to
listen to
mask
Meatloaf?
costume, of course.
I would do anything for love, but I
Wait,
won't do that.
Wait just a moment. Mask to mask?
Huh? No. Mask star damask.
Oh, okay.
But did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as mask to mask.
That is the opposite of the safe side, Mr. Delight.
And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security. You know, for safety reasons.
Nick! Did you know about this? He never told me this.
I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets.
Not on purpose.
I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait, that's not right. You know, sometimes things just slip your mind.
Ha! My 6th cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information.
Hold it. I demand a recess to microwave this cup of cold coffee.
Oh my god. Bailiff, bring in the microwave.
That's more like it.
Please install it directly to the prosecutor's stand.
Alright.
Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd been killed if I hadn't been wearing my mask to mask costume.
Huh. Just
Very
why?
interesting.
Why? Like, I know you said just to be safe, but like, how
Safe
did
from
you...
what, exactly?
Safe from what? Why were you dressed up as Mask Star Damask?
Why? Because I'm mask to mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Mask to Mask's trial is being held next door.
Yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the mask to mask issue. So I thought I should go as him just to be safe.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. That's why it took a lot longer than I'd expected.
Took a lot longer. What is he talking about? Press harder, obviously. I like the I like the illusion of choice of like progress the plot or progress the plot.
Yeah, I feel like he's just gonna spill the beans all the way either way.
Yeah.
Oh, opening the safe, of course.
Would you like to scam the bartender? Yes or sure?
My cape got caught on the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullet's body.
Wait, what was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid the body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Inconceivable! Why? Just why? What reason could you have? What were you thinking?
When even this man is telling you that, you know you've messed up big time.
When the judge gets worked up.
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
Oh my god, Godot, why? No, what?
The answer is simple.
Yeah, 'cause you're doing laundry.
When they take them off.
Jesus Christ, Godot, you're so smart. Anyways, as usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer?
Ha! So you're not as stupid as you look.
Yeah, well, you're not as stupid as you... something, coffee, beans... never mind.
Are you insinuating that I'm storing stones within a glass house or something?
No, actually, this courthouse is made of not fine cedar wood, thank you. Oh my god.
His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you? Well, yes. I figured if the prosecutor was hiding all secrets, I figured I could, hide some too, it's kind of fun,
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Wow,
Yes,
he
sir.
could have just like had all the attorneys thrown out for that, but he didn't.
Yeah. Like literally every single trial, a ton of evidence shows up in the middle of the trial as opposed to before.
And he's just like, okay, let's roll with it. Add that to the testimony, but also I am irritated about adding that to the testimony.
Took him long enough. Should have been irritated well before.
Yeah.
Looks like a storm front is moving in over the fair weather judge.
He's just mad because he like wanted to go fishing half an hour ago.
Yeah. Panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Now, like, that's a decent amount of time, but like, hang on, let me look at,
Knowing this guy, it's like at least 5 of that was probably spent being like, oh my god, he's dead, it's a body, ew!
there's a buzzer record here for 1:02 a.m.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
So it's like, did you just like work through the buzzer? Like, is that, like, did you just do that? You gotta...
The silent sound of progress.
We love the silent sound of progress.
Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
And what might this be?
The record for the emergency...
I almost said butter.
The emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. But I guess they all
Got
got
dry
fired.
toast, just grab the emergency butter.
Hey, grab the emergency butter before they give him the slip. Ha, ha. Oh, good, I didn't like that. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
What?
If Mr. Rondelite truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way, and he worked there, so it's like he would have known about it, unless he's stupid. Actually, never mind. Don't stop that train of thought.
Ha! Let's remember who we're dealing with here.
Ah, gosh darn it.
He probably had no idea there were security personnel in the building.
Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. Yeah, there's no way he wouldn't have known about them. Yeah, probably.
But, as it turns out, the guard never came.
Whew. That was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser, I mean, who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend, and wasn't anywhere in the vicinity, was not something Mr. Delight could have known.
Ha! Again, remember who we're dealing with here.
Listen, I know I said some things. You just forget I said those, you know?
This has nothing to do with you. My last cup of coffee was too fucking hot.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, it's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. Look at that ridiculous hair covering his ears.
Though this buzzer is extremely loud, there's no way he could have ignored something like that, even with his flippin' Worcester's caramel drop hairstyle. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Ugh. Ah, this coffee, fresh out the refrigerator, much better. Fine, let's hear your theory.
The iced coffee to balance it out.
Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body.
So what are you trying to say?
Woo! Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it could only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right, whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and then pressed the buzzer.
Order in the court. Mr. Wright, this is...
Sparta? This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who kills Kane Bullard.
Sorry, just asking the obvious question. Then who pressed the buzzer?
It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button.
Yeah.
So Kane Bullard sounded the buzzers himself. What is your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't Kane Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Well, I mean, pretty sure. Let me look at the court record.
Your Honor, do you remember this guy Larry Butts?
Oh, gee. Aha! There are no fingerprints on it.
Yeah, he wasn't wearing no gloves.
Yeah. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
That's right, I took it off the wall and brought it all the way here. If there's an emergency, they're shit out of luck now.
The emergency is right here. I mean, the emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. The absence of the clue.
Come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth.
Yo, how about you think about drinking some more coffee before you open your mouth? Anyways, the fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
No, I'm the one who's clueless.
What else is new?
Yeah, this button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullet had really pressed it himself, naturally he would have left his fingerprints behind.
Ron Delight obviously wiped them off.
Why would he? A guard could have come in at any moment.
He touched that button. I know he did.
The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask to Mask, which includes gloves. What reason could he possibly have to wipe the button free of fingerprints?
Order, order, order.
Ha! It would seem I've been forced to eat crow.
I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer? I mean, shouldn't they have run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
Your Honor, Larry Butts presents no danger.
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
Ha! It looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks.
They're on to you, Nick.
Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard at around 1 a.m.
And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? I'm suddenly involved in the description now. Deal with it.
The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Wow, that's wild.
Yeah, like 2 different alarms at once. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed.
Security was supposed to respond?
I mean, like, the killer, like, pressed the button to try and call security and, like, frame him.
Time is up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then.
Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Yeah, I've been tested. Grew myself. How to digest coffee, you know?
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
To find out what it did.
Oh, this is a cool button.
To call the security guard.
Yeah, they're trying to frame this guy here, and if the security guard never comes, he might never find out about it.
Yeah. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes, although as it turned out, he never showed up.
Maybe because he was getting his cock cleaned at the time.
Ha! What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in?
No, I'm not. Also, hey, what's up, Soulfire? How's it going?
Hello, hello.
When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who is already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who is out cold. And the third person, the real killer.
Who could it be?
Who's the shadow?
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight.
And if any security guards came running in at that time, they would think that I was the murderer.
Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder.
Yes, guess we found the crow-flavored blend. Order, order, order. Bailiff, clean coffee stains off the carpet later.
Ha! It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again.
Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee.
Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Mask to Mask, so...
Nick. No, sorry. Nick! You mean the real killer is...
We're gonna drag that person in here right now.
But, who is it?
I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to KB security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Mr. Ron Delight for the murder of Kane Bullard?
I mean,
My attorney's badge.
My attorney badge! It was me!
obviously, Mr. Look at me.
Yeah. As funny as it would be to have, like, Detective Gumshoe or that blonde lady whose name I forget do it.
Yeah. Detective Luke at me. He's the only one who could have done it.
Ace detective.
You got me?
You mean Mask to Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next door to us is not Mask to Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Order, order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
They're not even close. Murder is the most serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Luke Abney confessed, there was a huge commotion of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
It's like when Walter White confessed to Skylar that he was smoking pot.
Absolutely.
To be found guilty.
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Luke Atmy's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi. Until now.
A guilty verdict. As an alibi?
You know, it's almost time.
For what?
My next cup of coffee. I mean, Luke
my
Atmy's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial, after all. If we're going to stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course, that's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed the murder.
Mr. Luke Atmy's trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country.
Ah, yes,
We
the
were to-
country TM.
If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Delight would be left with no grounds for appeal.
Am I really sure about this?
Ha! A bet's only good when your life's the ante.
That's just objectively false.
Freaking Gudo, you've been sipping. Uh-oh. Hang on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
He's been sipping on that DeviantArt Cafe. That fanfiction.net brew.
I guess so. Mr. Delight. So, please, I'm begging you. Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. Eh? What was that? Hey, don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. Wow, that's weird. Must be
Where
the
were you
coffee
when I
fumes.
needed you earlier?
Must be the coffee fumes. That voice,
Yeah.
it sounds like... But Mia. Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess.
Ha! So that's your answer, huh?
Very well, I've decided as well. This court will take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Luke Atmy to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
October 14th, 11:58 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 5.
Oh, hey, it's you. Who was doing pain?
That's a good question. I think that used to be Jedi.
Hmm.
Oh, I know. I can give him the nerd voice.
Well, Sir Detective Atmy.
Actually, that was me. Never mind.
Yeah. Nope, that hurts my throat. Can't do that.
Let's see here.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly. Oh no, Sir Detective Atmy, you were the one who...
That's enough.
Oh yeah, perfect. There, you. That's all you.
This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant, Luke Atmy.
Wait! Don't hand down your verdict yet, please.
Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser, eh?
Oh my God, he's Canadian! What? We gotta screen cap this. Oh my God.
I'm on it.
Oh my God. Holy smokes. We gotta ping him.
There we go. That is a quality screenshot.
Holy smokes. This is a full eye.
It is full eye. Hang on, I can get one with a closed eye. Or like a... Oh wow, this guy blinks fast. This is gonna be tough.
Yeah.
Nope, missed it. Ah, missed it again.
Darn.
Jeez, it's a literal blink and you miss it.
We gotta get the blink. Oh! I got it. I got one. I got one of the
You
frames.
got it?
I got one of the
Yeah.
frames. Here, I got the half eye.
Excellent. Perfect.
All right,
now
we
we
can
can rest
continue.
easy.
Yeah. My name is Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man, Luke Atme.
Accusation? You accuse Mask the Mask?
That man is not Mask to Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What? Eh?
My nose, it itches so badly.
To be continued. Absolutely save progress.
Whew. Look at that time jump. April 2023 to January 2024. All right. Whew. October 14th, 12:14 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 4.
My sis?
I could have. Let's see here. I could have sworn I heard Mia's voice.
So then, she's still alive inside your heart?
I mean, I don't know about actually the heart. It's kind of dangerous. You shouldn't be there. There's a lot of blood. Oh, who's Desiree? I think that was also
Nicky
Jedi.
boy!
Oh, Mr. Light. So good to see you.
Is it true that Detective is the real killer?
I mean, and to be honest, we don't have any definite proof. But he's the only one who could have done it.
But wasn't he at Lordly Taylor that night? Not to mention, we don't exactly know his motive. I mean, why would Detective Atme want to kill Kane Bullard?
Oops, it's almost time. Better get back to the courtroom.
I need to find some solid proof. And it's gotta happen sooner rather than later.
Missed opportunity for sad gerbil face.
Oh, yeah.
October 14th, 12:21 p.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 6.
Now then, this court is back in session. Mr. Luke Atme, please take the stand.
Well, well, how do you do, Sir Lawyer? I never would have thought to see you acting so recklessly.
I couldn't let them hand down your verdict just yet. Not when I would have given you your perfect alibi. An alibi by the name of Mask to Mask.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid even the great Luke Atme has no idea what you mean. Of course, I have been in the next courtroom ever since lost track of time. 10 o'clock this morning, precisely. I'm afraid there's no way I could know what's been going on in here.
Nah, it's 10 o'clock. He invented a new hour hand.
You've been in the defendant's seat all day long, correct? Being tried as Mask to Mask.
Indeed. It's truly child's play to fool the ignorant masses. Not only did the poor fools ask me to protect their valuables, they even gave me a generous reward upon returning their own property to them. Take this red diamond ring that sparkles upon my divine finger, for example.
So you continue to insist that you are in fact Mask to Mask.
Of course.
Very well then, Luke Atme, let's begin with this simple question. On October 12th at 1 a.m., Kane Bullard was murdered. Where were you at that time?
One without knowledge lacks even the knowledge that he should be ashamed of himself. But don't worry, I will not hold it against you, Sir Judge.
Thanks?
All right, Mr. Atney. The night of the murder. Speak. We're all ears.
As you wish, Sir Prosecutor. Now then,
I was stealing the urn as mask to mask, just as I announced I would. I had more than enough time to prepare. It was a pathetically easy job. A photograph contains no words, but in this case, one turned out to be my witness. The time at which the camera captured mask to mask was the same time as the murder.
Seems the main point of discussion will be this photo of the crime scene.
Everything else up until now was all part of his plan. There has to be a secret to this picture as well.
Even the great mask to mask cannot be in two places at once. Now then, if you'll excuse me, I have a verdict to receive.
Unfortunately, Mr. Adme, we still have to do your cross-examination.
A fool is too foolish to know that he is a fool.
Very ironic coming from this guy. I think he's trying to say that you're full of it, Nick.
I mean, the only thing that's full of it is his alibi. Alright. Alright, Luke, let's take a look. Let's do that thing where we press on all of your statements. So this photograph is the proof, correct?
Indeed it is.
And the man in the photo is clearly wearing a mask.
And that is why I am called Mask to Mask.
But conveniently, that also means that there is no way to tell who this really is.
What do you mean?
Ha! Are you saying that this is not, in fact, Luke Atme? That it could be an accomplice dressed up as Mask to Mask to create an alibi?
Oh, what an interesting idea. Are you saying that I, Lone Wolf Luke, had an accomplice?
Maybe.
Who could it be?
I'm sure I can press back on this. I actually don't know. I don't think I'm gonna.
If Luke Abney was at KB Security during the murder, then the mask to mask in this picture has to be a fake.
Then there really was an accomplice.
But right now, I have no idea who it was.
I don't have any idea right now either.
Basil's objections are just what this guy wants. There's gotta be another way, and I'm gonna find it. Alright.
I believe Adrian Andrews hired you at one point.
So that was her name.
That's right. That was over 20 days ago, if I'm not mistaken.
You sent the calling card to Lordly Taylor 10 days before the heist. Yeah, this is some Persona 5 garbage. That would mean you sent out the card after you began your security watch, right?
Indeed. There was no reason why I couldn't do both jobs at once. It was the perfect opportunity to steal my latest target.
I see, you truly are evil, aren't you?
Yes. Evil is what I am.
Hey, Nick. Isn't there something odd about this?
Yeah, this dude just said he's evil and, like, smiled about it. That's kind of weird.
Detective Atme was always proud of his ace detective skills, right? But if the urn was stolen from Lordly Taylor while he was the only one watching it, he'd have no way to maintain his perfect ace detective persona.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't say that word around here, Maya. You don't know who's listening.
You know, that's true. It is kind of odd.
So by photograph, you mean this piece of evidence here. Is that correct?
Indeed it is. That is it. The very thing that proves I committed the crime.
The very thing that proves you committed the crime.
When you think about it, it's really odd.
You see that almost as if you had this picture taken on purpose.
He's like posing for it and everything.
He was simply caught by the very camera that he had set up.
Yeah, that just sounds really, really stupid. Why would he do that?
We all have days like that. The
Even
other
you,
day I
Godo?
fell into a trap that I set up for someone else. It was rather embarrassing. I'm glad nobody saw that.
Indeed. It turned out that there was no such thing as the perfect crime after all. Life is truly an ironic thing, a sad blue melody.
Looks like I'd better gather more information for now. If he's truly the killer, there's got to be something phony in that. Something phony in that photo.
Yeah, you can't hide a Pinocchio nose like that behind a mask-to-mask mask.
I was gonna say, yeah. I'm gonna laugh so hard if his nose actually comes up in conversation. And, like, that's
Yeah.
the reason why we finally determined that he can't wear it. Because we're like, wait a minute, your nose is big. And it's like,
We
what
finally
did he say?
realized that after how many hours?
yeah. That,
Let's address the schnoz in the room, why don't we?
See, the thing is, that seems like exactly the type of thing they would do in this game.
I believe it. Yeah, I kind of hope that's not the case. I'm gonna be kind of sad. Anyways, about the camera that took this photograph.
Oh, come now, it's all too clear what you're thinking.
Huh?
You think I altered the timestamp on the photograph, don't you?
Oh.
I'm afraid that's impossible. The camera was set up by Lordly Taylor, and on top of that, it was Lordly Taylor's staff that printed that picture's data. Unfortunately for the defense, there's no way that picture could have been altered.
I see.
Looks like I'd better find something else that could be suspicious.
So, this alibi is false?
It has to be, or he couldn't have killed Mr. Bullard at KB Security.
But I'm not really spotting anything unusual. There are
Well-
two possibilities.
Yeah, there are.
Oh.
Yeah, that's alright. I mean, either the mask and the photo is a fake, or the photo itself is. Well, it's like... Like, maybe now that I've pressed, I'll get new stuff? I don't know. Let's start working backwards. So by photographing this piece of evidence here...
Indeed it is, that's it. Yes, very nice. It means Lordly Taylor printed it. It means I could not have tampered it, and that means I could not have killed Kane Bullard, unless I had an accomplice.
Yeah.
It was Adrian, she was the accomplice, she's in the mask-to-mask suit.
Yeah.
Come on, think long and hard about that night. The basement warehouse, and this picture that supposedly captures it. It's gotta be here. Isn't there something funny about this picture?
Yeah. I've been wondering about that box thing the entire time.
Are you implying that this picture is a fake?
You bet I am. There's definitely something strange about this picture. We took a look around the basement warehouse that night before the theft took place. There's something in this photo that doesn't match my memory of that night. We finally addressing the pink splotch in the room?
Very well, then let's hear what you have to say. What about this photo do you find funny?
Your Honor, there is a strawberry milkshake on the floor.
Ooh, let's drink a strawberry milkshake. The funny part is right here.
Why, this is a blood stain. Ah, blood! Now this case is getting interesting.
Not exactly. The stain is actually just pink paint.
Oh, just paint. And peach colored at that.
From blood to peaches, the judge sure loves going on his wild tangents.
The problem with this photograph is not the paint. The problem is when you consider the layout of the basement warehouse. Turns out that something that should be there is nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
Ooh, he's sweating. And his nose is running.
Well, Mr. Wright, what is supposed to be in this picture instead of the paint stains?
The box!
It was the Well, no. Remember the gold statue was gone?
Oh, yeah.
It's been a while. It's been a good while, actually. The supervisor of the treasure exhibit stated the following.
Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive from the mountain training hall. I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it.
I myself was there that night the theft took place and saw the statue in that spot. If this picture was truly taken on that night, then that statue should have been there.
But when I went there the day after the theft, that statue of the old bag was sitting in the corner.
Perhaps it was pushed there accidentally.
This man's gonna incur the wrath of the ghost of Mia Fey for calling Ami an old bag.
Your Honor, the statue is slightly larger than yourself and quite heavy. It would take more than an accidental push to move it that distance.
Nonsense. I accidentally push things like that all the time.
Yeah, just like you accidentally yeeted that cup of
Yes, exactly.
You gave me brain damage.
Can you give us the rhyme and reason, quote-unquote, as to why that statue was moved that night?
Can you do it, Nick?
Never mind who moved it. The real question is, why did they move it?
Well, Mr. Wright, I hope you're prepared with your answer. Now then, who was the one that moved the golden statue on the night of the crime?
I mean...
The statue got up by itself and walked across the room.
It was tired of hanging around. It needed to stretch its legs.
Aha! It must have been Pearl.
It was Pearl! Pearl did it with her
She's been missing this whole story. She had to be doing something.
Exactly. She Trojan horsed inside the statue, and she's been stuck in there this entire time. Anyway.
Yeah, the statue just raises up by a couple of feet, and you see a couple of shoes sticking out the bottom. It's probably gotten up and walked away already as we speak.
Yeah.
This is the start of Pearl's life of crime.
Yeah. The one who moved the statue is none other than Luke Atme.
Come now, Sir Lawyer. There you go again on one of your strange delusions.
Takes one to know one, Buster.
Mr. Wright, what basis do you have for your strange delusions?
They're not delusions, Your Honor. It's very simple. The witness was the only one in the basement warehouse that night.
That is indeed very simple. However, why would I want to move a heavy golden statue?
The reason for moving the golden statue. Here's where our battle really begins.
Well, Mr. Wright, what reason did the witness have to move that statue?
The reason can be found here in this photograph. Luke Atme, you pretended to be mask to mask to create an alibi by showing you were at Lordly Taylor that night. But this photograph contains a single fatal flaw. If the statue had been there, your lie would be exposed like cheap film at a drugstore. That is why you had to move the statue.
A single fatal flaw?
Interesting theory. Please enlighten us. Like how I lighten up my coffee with the cream sometimes.
Here's the thing, right? This is a nice timestamp, but it doesn't actually say what day it is.
Hey, yeah. I was about to say that it's just like,
it's literally just time. It doesn't say what day it is. So, like...
When was this? Oh, yeah, it was 58 after midnight. And surely no one needs any more specific information than that.
Yeah, totally.
But we do know that it was at 43 seconds.
Naturally, the lie in this photo is the timestamp.
What do you mean?
I'll tell you exactly what I mean. On the night in question, Luke Atme went to KB Security and murdered Kane Bullard. Therefore, it's obvious. It would have been impossible for him to have been at Lordly Taylor at this time.
But what does that have to do with the statue being moved?
Remember, if you will, Your Honor. When was this statue placed besides the warehouse door?
Well...
The statue was taken down to the warehouse on the day of the crime. and it was placed there in order to cover up the paint.
Exactly. Luke
But then
Edney
why
had,
was the paint in a square?
yeah, Luke Edney had already decided on the time when he was going to kill the victim. And so, in order to create an alibi for that time, he took this picture days before the murder took place.
What the?
Of course, the statue hadn't yet been brought down to the basement warehouse yet. So, on the day of the crime, Mr. Edney must have been quite nervous. As nervous as a long-tailed cat in a rocking chair factory, so to speak.
Man must read the Sunday funnies on a daily basis to get
Yeah.
that mental image.
Absolutely. Why? Because something that wasn't supposed to be there had been brought down in place where it wasn't supposed to be.
Conveniently on a furniture dolly this time.
Yep. And that is why Luke Edney had to move the statue on the night of the murder. He did it to make the room match with the way it had been in this photo.
Yeah. That was a quality frame.
Order, Mr. Acme, is this true?
One moment, Your Honor. Have you forgotten this?
What's that?
The data for the basement warehouse computer. According to this, the camera did indeed go off on the night of the crime.
I mean, it's true that the camera had been set up by the Lordly Taylor staff. However, the program used to manage the data was yours. That alone would have allowed you to tamper with the data.
Yeah, it's like when that guy who wrote the It's like when that guy who wrote the lottery picking number program turned out to have inserted his own code into it so he could steal the lottery jackpot.
Amazing. What do you know?
Order, Mr. Godo, what is the meaning of this?
Damn, this coffee sucks.
Godo, I warned you about making me wait. Now put that coffee down.
My 11th cup.
Oh,
He's only
my
6
God.
away from 17.
He's only 6 away.
I've promised to drink no more than 17 during a trial. Which means I'm still good to the last drop.
Did you just do a freaking milk commercial? However, the defense has a very good point.
Good point. So what?
So what? You're the prosecutor. What do you mean?
We are all but travelers on a road of infinite points.
I'm about to point you out the door unless you shut your mouth and give me some, rebuttal.
How would you like a coffee to the dome?
Oh dear.
I think he's got his points mixed up with his other points. Man, I love Myers. I'm so sick of this shit face. It's great.
Yeah.
So you say this photograph was taken ahead of time, and that the statue was moved in order to make it match. That's a very interesting idea. However, there's one point that can't be denied.
Which is?
Number 12. That it's only a possibility.
Oh my God, did he just say it's a game theory?
This is not a game. Theory. Men that are chained by the traps of maybe can never reach their dreams.
That's very true.
I saw that on TikTok this morning. A guy had a Lamborghini in it.
No way, don't fall for that, Your Honor. Don't look at the Lamborghini.
Hey, Mr. Damask, how would you like to own your own Lamborghini?
Yes? Well, I mean, that sounds lovely, but I'm a little busy right now. I can't drive it.
If there's no funny business in your actions as Mask Damask, there should be no problem with you telling us your strategy. So, let's hear it.
Yes, please provide this court with your testimony.
You
How about
see,
your
first I
plan?
wake up every morning at 7 and have an herbal bath. Then, after that, I make 5 cups of coffee.
And shotgun them over the span of 3 minutes.
This is all before I've left the herbal bath, by the way.
I have it connected right next to the bathtub. For ease of use and consumption.
One time it fell in the bath, and that's how I got this eyepiece.
Yep.
But your plan is to steal the sacred urn.
I first received the request from Lordly Taylor about 20 days ago. The urn was placed in a box, and Zvari! It was then sent to the warehouse. Hence, I was actually unable to see the urn for myself until the day of the crime. I knew it was an extremely valuable treasure, so I sent my card 10 days beforehand. I then handled security by myself to ensure that my crime would go smoothly. They would never see my nose sticking out from behind this box. No, why would they? They would just think it's part
Luckily,
of the
he's
box.
got no eyeballs.
No eyeballs? To see my non-existent nose. If
That's
I
not
can't
even a real security guard. It's the same department store mannequin they've got set up outside the courtroom door.
It was the perfect break-in. They never saw me. At last, I held the urn in my hands for the first time at 1 a.m. on October 12th.
That's pretty much all stuff we've heard before, isn't it? Maya digging for gold in her ear there.
I guess so. Yeah, but we'll find the truth hidden in the nuggets of new information he gave.
Nuggets.
Witness, you're sure there are no mistakes this time?
Zari.
Right, I don't know what that meant, but, Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
Let's see if the Google knows.
What Zvari means? Z-V-A-R-R-I?
The catchphrase is based on the Japanese word zubari, which means frankly or decisively, often used in Japanese infomercials.
Oh my god! He's in an infomercial! He wants us to look at him. He is look at me.
Hi, Luke at me here for OxyClean Laundry Stain Remover. Do you need to get blood out of your mask-to-mask uniform?
Look no further. Here at Look At Me Corporation, we pride ourselves in our top-grade stain removal. You can use it for a bit of coffee, perhaps, on your carpet. Or maybe blood stains on the cup. Second coffee stains from your second cup of coffee. That's right, yes, no blood. There's no blood in coffee. Anyways,
He won't go to jail without making one more sale.
it will be the death of me.
Alright, let's see here. Here's the thing that's been bugging me. And this is, once again, one of those things where it's like there are so many things wrong with the case. Finally, I think now they're getting around to it. The urn... You're unable to... Yes, you were unable to see the urn for yourself. Right? Okay. Then, how come in your calling card it said, take good care of the speckled urn, won't you?
Yeah, how would he
nerd.
know about the speckles
How would
without
you
seeing
know?
it?
How would you know? How would you know?
Ooh, that's the sound we like to hear, no sound.
Mr. Adney, if you really are mask to mask, and you also wrote this calling card, correct?
But of course.
Is there a problem with that calling card?
Yeah, you're stupid. Allow me to read a passage from the calling card that Mask to Mask had written. Take
Hey,
good
pal,
care of...
thanks one to no one.
Yeah, take good of care of the speckled urn. Now, the speckled here surely refers to this pink pattern on the sacred urn.
Yes, that is true. But so what?
Truth be told, there's no way that Mask to Mask could have known about this pattern.
What do you mean?
This pink spotted pattern on the urn is actually nothing more than paint stains.
Paint stains?
And these stains did not appear until after the urn had been taken to Lordly Taylor.
I'm not finding this joke to be very funny, Mr. Trite.
Yeah, he's
Also,
joking.
Number 13.
Number 13! I'm wondering if they're actually keeping count. That would be pretty funny. I would love that.
If they're not, I am.
Yeah. The day that the sacred urn was taken to the warehouse, the urn was broken due to human error, or should I say an error-prone human.
Oof, roasted.
Oh. And that's when the pink paint got on the urn.
And this urn has been broken so many times, I'm surprised if there's any Ami left in it at this point.
Yeah. There cannot be a soul in this urn. And yet this calling card clearly mentions the paint pattern. Which means Detective Atme has seen this urn long before the crime ever took place. In fact, he saw it when this fake photo was taken. And because this photo is a fake, you're stupid. Your alibi is no longer holding water, much like the urn was no longer holding anything.
Much like me.
Man, he made an impressive thing there. I couldn't do it.
Witness, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Man wrote his own, evidence into his own calling card.
He did. He's such a good self-incriminating guy. He sounds like he's
It's so great. It's like that one photo of Billy Mitchell in front of the arcade machine giving a thumbs up in front of the joystick he said didn't exist. And amazingly, he somehow still took a plea deal after that.
Oh my gosh.
Because sometimes the legal system just doesn't work.
Oh, right, that did it. He's broken.
Nick? I think it's still a little early for a victory pose. That's why I retracted mine.
Huh?
14. Ha! It's so sad. No one has any conviction these days.
Conviction, you say?
He's not convicted. Yesterday, we all decided unanimously that this man was Mask to Mask. And now, we're calling him a murderer? You don't think we're being a tad fickle?
I mean...
That's a good point.
No, wait, don't fall for that too, Your Honor.
You say that Luke Atme was the one who killed Kane Bullard? Then let me ask you this. Why would he do that?
An excellent point. Motive, Mr. Wright, motive! Might you my merry murderous motive manifest? Oh, that was a nice
He's definitely
alliteration.
rehearsed that one.
Aha.
Nick! He's getting his... Wait. He's getting his second wind.
Yeah, he started with alliterations too. That's not good.
If he prepared an alibi and pinned his crime on Ron Delight, as you say, he must have had a very strong motive for murder.
The only one with any motive we've seen is Ron Delight. Isn't that right, Detective?
Indeed, according to my own research, the boy's motive is clear.
Come on, we only have to get Gato through 3 more cups of coffee and then he's disabled.
Yeah, and then he just breaks down from the caffeine crash.
Without a motive, it's nearly
Your
impossible
Honor,
to prove
I really
guilt.
need to take a whiz. A really long one.
Well, you can't take a recess for another half an hour. We're nearly done. You gotta hold it. Too bad.
And he just collapses on the floor.
Well, since there doesn't appear to be a prosecuting party, defense, do you want to say whatever bullcrap comes out of your mouth and we'll just believe it?
Sure.
Alright then, sounds good to me. Yeah.
Exhibit A, just look at him.
Exhibit A, just look at him. Without a motive, it's nearly impossible to prove guilt in a murder case. Now then, maybe you can enlighten us as to what the defendant's motives were.
I'd be honored to, Sir Oldtimer.
Yeah, they're doing everything they can to make Ron look suspicious.
Like he needs
Spike.
help.
Despite our lack of hard information, this might be our only chance.
Since when has information ever been a requirement in this game?
Yeah, when has that ever been a requirement in this court? This kangaroo clown court.
Calling this a kangaroo court is an insult to the legal capabilities of kangaroos.
Honestly, yeah, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. And the capacity for clowns to have a funny and meaningful constructed conversation.
Yeah. Honestly, I would trust clowns to do a effective legal system better than this. They know a thing or two about what it's like to be mistreated.
There's got to be some piece of media out there where it's like obviously a fake trial, but like everyone is dressed up as clowns or something. Like I want to see something like that.
Yeah, anyone in the world who is watching this right now, please go out and find that for us.
Yeah, please let us know. We want to see some clowns in the courtroom, and we want to laugh at them. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they want to be laughed at. You know, we're just here to please.
Luke Atme, had no points of contact with the victim whatsoever. Kane
Oh, wait, I
Bullitt
just remembered there was that one trial where he went to the circus.
Oh, yeah, no, Big Top, the big berry. That was a filler
Yeah.
episode. I didn't care about
Yeah,
that.
let's not talk about that.
Let's not talk about that.
Kane Bullitt decided to investigate Mask to Mask and simply mistook who he was. It was Mr. Bullitt who wrote the blackmail letter and sent it to Ron Delight. And it was again Mr. Bullitt who harbored a grudge against Mr. Delight for his betrayal. Mr. Bullitt's mistake is quite excusable. The defendant truly believes he is Mask to Mask. And that is why Mr. Delight saw it fit to kill Kane Bullitt. Truly a tragedy.
So the victim Kane Bullitt blackmailed the defendant?
This is the blackmail letter found in the defendant's apartment. It's green. Big mistake. Should have had a black envelope.
What?
Blackmail letter updated in the court record. Okay, well, I guess now we know. That's... Huh. Okay.
Very well, Mr. Wright, begin your cross-examination.
Bring back the Canadian judge. This one sucks.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, here's the thing, right?
The thing?
Yeah, he had no points of... Let's start pressing. Let's see what's going on here. And who in the world is going to prove that?
I will.
Oh, how?
After doing a thorough background check of Detective Atme and Kane Bullard, we were unable to find any links between them. It's all in the report.
I mean, anyone can, like, not find things. It's real easy. You just, like, don't do your job.
Yeah, and this is the prosecutor we're talking about, who's totally trustworthy all the time.
Perhaps they were connected through their work. They were both involved in security.
Nope.
That was blunt.
In any case, the only one with a motive was Mr. Delight.
Decided to invest and simply must... See, this is what I don't get. Let me take a look at the blackmail letter. If you don't want your true identity revealed, okay. If you don't, I'll take that red diamond you received the other day. Once again, rolling back to things that didn't make sense. What red diamond?
Hey, yeah. Did anyone ever mention that at any point?
No. I mean, Atme talked about his red thing on his finger.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah, so like, flipping...
What if Atme was actually the one being blackmailed? And he's just like, uh-oh, I'm being blackmailed. I know, I'll bring this letter to Ron Delight because he's stupid and he'll think it's for him.
Yeah.
He won't read the second half of it, probably.
Mind if I ask you a few questions, Detective Atme?
Well, if it's just a few, I guess it's all right.
When you said that this letter was addressed to Ron Delight, I couldn't help but notice one major contradiction.
Contradiction?
I don't know where a walking contradiction like you gets off saying things like that.
Alright, hey, that was kind of mean.
You're one.
Yeah, everyone in this courtroom's a walking contradiction. Why is he singling Phoenix out?
Yeah.
At times like these, men are made to express themselves with their fists.
Hey, no violence in the courtroom.
Why don't you show us what you've got there, Junior?
Indeed, time to wait, why am I endorsing this? Time to man up, Mr. Wright. Put your dukes out.
Fight!
Fight! I want some action. I want to see some blood. Not pink stains of paint or whatever the hell that was.
Fight is right.
Well, let's see.
Your Honor, I am a defense attorney, therefore you have to believe me.
Well, it's like... Oh, wait, yeah, no, this is the newspaper clipping. Yeah, look.
No diamond.
That's the blue. That's the blue one he's talking about. But then why didn't Atme have a blue one? What? Look at the color.
Hey.
Take a good look at this newspaper clipping.
Huh, it's in Japanese.
Yeah. It contains a picture of the Tear of Eminon, the stolen jewel.
What about it?
The problem is this jewel's color.
Color? I'm not much for discussing color myself, seeing as I see the world in Virtual Boy vision.
Roses are red, violets are red, everything is red. I need more coffee.
I don't know why that killed me. Alright, according to the clipping, the color of the stolen jewel was blue. However, in the blackmail letter, a totally different jewel is mentioned. I'll take that red diamond you received the other day.
Wait, red?
Oh my god, we're finally addressing it. Yay! Which means the red diamond described in the blackmail letter is not the Tear of Eminon that Mask to Mask stole at all.
And your point is, Mr. Trite? So you're trying to say that this blackmail letter was intended for someone else? That is what you're trying to say, right, Trite?
That rhymed.
That's what you're trying to say, right, Mr. Wright?
Well, that is what you're trying to say, right, Nick?
Why are you all ganging up on me? Holy smokes.
Even
Yes.
Maya.
This is who Kane Bullard was actually blackmailing. Da, 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 da. It's
Detective
this guy.
Gumshoe.
Detective Gumshoe! Also starring Pearl.
Yeah.
And then...
I can't believe he was blackmailing Adrian too. Like, yeah, pay me money or I'll tell everyone that you broke the vase.
Naturally, it was you, Detective Adme.
Yeah. Do you have some sort of basis for that claim?
You have been personally involved in every single Mask to Mask case. And in the last case, you recovered, quote-unquote, what was stolen, and received a jewel as your reward.
A jewel?
Probably the one wrapped conspicuously around your finger. That red diamond ring.
And yeah.
Yeah, that is the diamond referred to in the letter. Which means that Kane Bullard wrote that letter in order to blackmail you!
Order in the court. Order, I say.
I guess everyone's going
15.
nuts.
Whoa! Whoa!
It seems you've gone too far with your childish pranks, Mr. Trite.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way he said that.
Kane Bullard blackmailing Luke at me? Are you for real? Get real, man. Are you for real? How do you feel?
That's the most informal thing he's said in his entire existence. It is so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's not even wrapped in like abstract metaphors or anything.
Yeah, no, he's just like, are you for real? Coffee
Look,
aside?
He's smoking. He's upset about it. He's also clearly jealous because his ring isn't as big.
Yeah. Yes, I am.
Nick, come on, stand up to him.
But I am standing up. They don't give us chairs.
Stand up straighter. Suck in your gut. Push out your shoulders.
Then answer me this. The blackmail letter contains the following passage. If you don't want your identity revealed to the world,
Yes, it certainly does.
What if the identity was just him being a murderer?
Kane Bullard threatened to make Luke Atme's identity public knowledge. An identity he wanted to keep a secret? So just what was that identity?
I don't know, man. It's a secret.
Admin killed Kane Bullard because he was afraid of his secret becoming known. What was the identity he wanted to keep secret?
This is what it all comes down to, Nick!
Oh, wait a minute, then who was sending the blackmail letters to Mr. Ron Delight? Because someone was supposedly sending him a lot of blackmail letters, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a big old chain of blackmail.
It's a blackmail chain. Oh my gosh.
Send this blackmail to 20 people or you too will be cursed with blackmail.
Luke Atme was a blackmailer.
Rob Peter to pay Paul, the classic.
Hey now, isn't that a little different from what you've been saying?
Yeah, because you gave me more information.
He can be both, man. He can be a blackmailer and a murderer. Those things go hand in hand fairly easily.
Yeah, blackmail the blackmailer.
You said that Kane Bullard was the one blackmailing Luke Atme. Are you saying that Atme was blackmailing someone else on top of that?
Ugh, you have to admit, that does sound a little odd, but I'm pretty happy about it for some reason.
It's not odd, it's the only thing that makes any sense.
There we go, now she's quizzical.
Yeah. Makes sense. Error. Kane Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme. But Ron Delight was also being blackmailed by a certain someone. Spoiler, also Luke Atme. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident?
Yes, just a few days after the Tear of Eminon heist. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. I received plans from some very kind person. Incredibly detailed plans.
Detailed plans?
Say, I know someone who makes detailed plans.
Yeah. In which case, that would mean that Ron Delight was actually Mask the Mask.
That is what we are claiming. Someone
But
else
since
came
when
up...
does Ron Delight have the mental capacity to come up with a detailed plan?
Yeah. Someone else had come up with the plans and had Mr. Delight steal his targets for him. And that someone was none other than Luke Atme. Da-da-da.
Shh! Silence! Oh, that was quick. Now I see. It's all becoming clear. All because of this little magnifying glass I have in front of me. You can see my eyeball.
What is?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Careless, with a tendency to jump to conclusions. Am I wrong?
How did you? What the flip did he just freaking Sherlock?
I'm guessing that was a lucky guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was a lucky guess.
You say that I, Luke Atme, was blackmailing Ron Delight? In which case, I would naturally know all about his relation to Mask the Mask.
Oh, well, yes.
Ron Delight started receiving plans from his second crime onward, correct? Which means I learned of his identity when he committed that first crime.
A good point. You certainly couldn't have blackmailed him otherwise.
16.
Oh.
In that case, let's see some hot, bitter evidence. During the first crime, how did Luke Atme know that Ron Delight was Mask to Mask?
I mean... Didn't flippin', like... Wasn't this the first heist? I think?
But what, does that prove anything, though?
Wait a minute. Look at that guy in the back. What's that weird thing out of the side of his head? That's hair, right? Like, this is... Because he worked in security.
Hey, yeah. And is that a mask on his face?
No, I think that's just a lack of detail.
Oh. Well, let's see if we can convince him that it's a mask.
Yeah. I think I see it.
Dang, you've been batting 1,000 on the items.
Yeah.
See what?
When you were in grade school, you received the same report card every year. Gets into lots of misstep trying to be the center of attention.
What do you mean?
That's just how he did the reverse.
He's turned it around.
And this
That's the
newspaper-
Phoenix we know.
Yeah. This newspaper clipping. It has a picture of you and Ron DeLight in his guard uniform. It seems that Mask the Mask didn't just disappear into thin air. He just took off his outfit and hid it in a bucket.
That sounds far too stupid to be true.
Your Honor, do you remember Ron DeLight? He was pretty stupid.
Correct. With tricks like that, he couldn't fool a baby, let alone an ace detective. And that's when you figured it out, Mr. Atme. That's when you learned that under his mask, Mask the Mask was really Ron DeLight. I'm gonna hang. Oh no! It wouldn't let me hold it.
What, wasn't he supposed to be Mask to Mask?
Not only that, looks like he wasn't even an ace detective. I can't believe it. He was just a slimy blackmailer.
Yeah, what
More
a
like
fraud!
ass detective.
Trying to pass him off as an ace detective. More like an ass detective.
Why, how dare you expose me like that?
It's true. I am an ass detective.
Why, I mean, I've never blackmailed anyone in my life. I'm a famous and proud ace detective and also Mask to Mask. Why can't you understand that?
I'm afraid you are neither a proud thief nor an ace detective. You're a blackmailer and a murderer. That is your true identity.
Why, you? How dare you even dare to imply that one so smart as guy couldn't have fallen to such foolish depths? Why not try something yourselves with that big mouth of yours? You're really all fools. Fools, I say. None of you can compare to my genius. You're all just jealous. So gone. This equates to be commensurate. There's nothing the great ace detective cannot help but blackmail, murder, threats. I'll get away with all of it. It's enough to make one laugh. And then I fall. I pass out on the floor.
Bailiff, get us an ambulance for the courtroom stenographer. Also, I think that technically counts as a confession.
Well, it would seem we finally arrived at the real answer.
That was quite a performance by Mr. Adme.
Bailiff, please prepare a cell for Mr. Atme.
Is that 17?
There it is, number 17.
Number 17!
The hammer that strikes too fast has no time to aim.
Oh my god. Now what?
What do you mean? I'm already prepared to deliver my ruling.
Allow me to say one thing. I will be the one to judge.
But that's not your job. You're the prosecutor.
I'm literally the judge. You don't get much more in your face than that.
It appears that your claws weren't quite sharp enough, Mr. Trite.
What do you mean?
It's true that you've proven a lot of things. Things like Luke Atme was a filthy blackmailer. And that he wasn't at Lordly Taylor the night of the murder.
I mean, that's right. That's why he's the one who killed Mr. Bolt.
But there's still one thing you have yet to prove.
Yeah, what's that? I mean,
What's that?
Just because he wasn't at the just because he wasn't at the warehouse doesn't mean he was at the murder scene. He was at the hair house.
the hair wouse? The hair Wowzer.
Therefore, if you can't prove that this pitiful excuse for a man was at KB Security, then I don't see how a verdict can be delivered.
No way! Come on, I was so close.
Order in the
Bureaucratic
court.
malarkey.
Well, Mr. Wright, are you going to do the work of literally everyone else in this court for us?
Come on, Godot just had his last cup of coffee. He's got no more. He'll break his promise.
This is it. This is the final round. The final cup of coffee, even.
I gotta prove that Atme was at Mr. Buller's office on that night.
But can you really prove that?
I don't think so.
That's long enough, Mr. Trite. I want to hear your answer.
That night, Luke Atme was at KB Security in the defense. Can I save? Yeah, I'm gonna save.
Yep. I think now is the time for bluffing.
The defense can prove it with evidence. Yeah.
Are you sure?
No! I mean, yes.
Don't you worry, I'll watch over you. As you break down and fall to pieces.
Ooh. Very well, then let's see this proof. Proof that Luke Adney was at KB security that night.
Okay, my attorney's badge.
What is this glowing rock again? I forgot.
Oh, this is like when we're out in the field and people are like, I'm not telling you everything, and like shows up with the psych locks, you know, like all the chains and the locks and things, and then you have to like present them evidence that breaks that, and then they start revealing more information. This thing?
Hey,
Wouldn't they have gotten like hair or something on it? I don't know.
so far it's our best bet, but yeah, keep going.
Let me think here.
Yeah, no, that just proves that he wasn't there.
At KB security.
Ooh, wallet?
Oh, that's Ron's wallet. That's not it. CEO office, and that's Ron's wallet. Publicity photo. Okay, good job. Nice. You got a nice photographer. Oh no. Well, that's the brooch that was found at the
Yeah, that
museum.
proves nothing.
Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. That doesn't. Dang. Maybe we. No fingerprints. Found on the table. Huh. Buzzer record. Ron's testimony. Earn.
Huh.
Wow. Maybe we
Shit.
don't actually have proof. Shoot.
There was something that we highlighted as being like the best bet. It was like one screen ago.
Yeah, it was like the sword, I guess.
The Shichishito.
The Shichishito. Kaboom. Oh.
It really is.
This is the proof.
It's true, that is very important. However, I'm not so foolish as to think that will pass for evidence here. Oh my god!
Hey, he broke his rule. It's cup number 18.
Mr. Trite, it's time you learned the true flavor of life.
No!
Oh. Okay, he didn't drink it, so I guess it worked. The flavor of my special Gato blend number 49. Why did we even get a coffee across the face that time? What did we do?
What did we do?
Well, Mr. Wright, how does the coffee taste?
It's bitter.
It's bitter, very bitter. Oh no!
Oh,
Oh.
come on, Nick. Don't give up for now. Or don't give up for now. Well, that was our one and only bet. Can't prove it.
I'm gonna just say I can't prove it and see if I get a game over or something. I can't prove it.
Just as I thought, you can't do the job of 3 other people. You can only do your own job and then some.
Come on, Maya, help me out here.
But if we hear more of Detective Abney's testimony...
Unfortunately, that's as far as you go, Mr. Trite. Because I'm out of coffee, I refuse to allow the trial to progress any further.
Well, what do you mean?
I won't allow for any more testimony. That's what I mean.
Why are you being mean? What?
Have you forgotten? Luke Atme is here after we interrupted his own trial. And you have failed to prove that he committed the murder.
I proved that my dude didn't murder. That's my job. Why do I have to do everything? Oh, man.
I think it's time for this witness to return to his own trial. And face his guilty verdict as mask to mask.
No.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all.
What?
But love will tear us apart again.
I am the ace detective as well as mask to mask. My verdict will verify that. just as Ron Delights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Order in the court. That's enough deliberation over this witness.
I can't believe this. At this rate, Ron is...
Don't give up now. Nick! We still have tomorrow. We can look out for more evidence and...
By then it'll be too late.
Huh? Why? Hypocrite! Cup number 18!
Yeah!
Double jeopardy. One of the basic rules of any court of law.
You know what I want to know? Who's been sliding this man all the cups of coffee? Probably the bailiff sitting like right next to a coffee machine, just like throwing them to him like on a conveyor.
Yeah.
Double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy?
Should a defendant be tried and found innocent in the court, that defendant cannot be tried again for the same crime. This is a fundamental rule of all courts, unlike all the other rules that we consistently break. And it applies to this witness as much as it applies to anyone else.
Mr. Adme will be found guilty in a matter of minutes. Guilty as masked a mask, which means...
He will be innocent as far as the murder of Kane Bullard is concerned.
No way.
The fact that you were unable to prove Mr. Adme's guilt of that crime here means that he will never again be tried as Kane Bullard's murderer.
Oh my gosh. No. No.
Did we actually lose? Or is this just another anime moment?
I think this might be an anime moment. This is a long...
Now there's nothing I can possibly do to win. Even if Ron is proclaimed to be innocent, the real killer, Luke Atme, will go free.
Give me just a second. I need water really bad. My voice is giving out. Hang on.
Actually, yeah, me too.
All right. Water break.
It's gonna be a mutual water break. Take 5, everybody.
Yep, water break. Do.
While we're waiting for Neil, let's have a little song. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. Nobody knows my sorrows. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. No. Second verse, same as the first. Nobody knows the trouble I've seen.
Nobody knows my sorrow. All right.
Nobody knows the trouble I've seen. No.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, we got our water. We're back.
I gotta get that note going for like 30 more seconds, but yeah. Yeah, keep it rolling here.
30 more seconds about mourning about the real killer going free.
Oh.
Well, that was a lovely song interlude, Mr. Wright. You've cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today. And as long as there is no more testimony, I'm afraid I have to declare that there will be no more further questioning of this witness. Are there any objections?
Yeah, obviously, yes! What the heck is this?
Then I hereby end the cross-examination of Luke Atme.
Oh.
Who that?
I think I see it. Your Honor, when you were a child, this is what was on your report card every year. Has poor hearing and often makes mistakes as a result.
How did you?
Phoenix, raise your head up high. Have you forgotten what I used to tell you? A lawyer is someone who smiles no matter how bad it gets.
I think I know who this is.
Is that Mia? That
Yeah,
voice.
Mia
No
Hamm, the
way.
famous tennis player.
Long time no see, Phoenix.
Mia!
This is the true power of the Korean channeling technique. I know that it's really Maya who's standing before me, but right now she's my mentor, Mia Fey.
Now, let's do this.
But there's nothing we can... There's nothing more we can do, Mia. Without any more testimony, I can't cross-examine.
Not yet. The testimony's not over yet.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, just now you said something very interesting. You have cross-examined every statement the witness has made here today.
Yes, that's true, but...
Unfortunately, Your Honor, you're forgetting something. Earlier, after the last cross-examination, this witness made a number of remarks.
Well now, Sir Lawyer, it seems that love wins out in the end after all.
Who are we getting the John Madden play-by-play here?
Yeah, I am the ace detective as well as Mask to Mask. My verdict will verify that. Just as Rhonda Lights will verify that he is the true murderer. I declare that with the full force of my ace detectiveness.
Yes, but these comments appear to have no importance whatsoever.
Very well, then we shall prove their importance via a cross-examination. At any rate, as long as the witness has made these remarks, we, the defense, assert our right to question them. Is that all right with you, prosecutor?
Is something the matter, Mr. Godot?
Nothing.
Oh no, did he realize how many cups of coffee he's had?
Oh, Sir
think
Lawyer,
so.
it looks like you're one step too late. If you think such falsehoods will do anything to me, look at...
Let's hear it.
Huh?
It's true that the witness made some quote-unquote remarks. So then, let's hear this last bit of cross-examination.
Mr. Godot, what are you...
Very well then, Mr. Look at me. I'm going to allow the defense to cross-examine your earlier remarks.
The defense would like to hear why you declared the defendant to be the true murderer.
So please, give us one last bit of testimony.
Phoenix, this is it. This is our absolute last chance.
Yes, Chief.
Oh my.
Indeed, it is true that I was not at Lordly Taylor. I had to leave to see it about another vitally important job request. I'd known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph readied. My brilliant deduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Rhonda Light. And thanks to the keycard and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel. Sorry. Therefore, all the evidence points to that poor boy.
Huh.
How could he be mistaken about the color of the jewel? He had like a written record of all the jewels that were stolen.
This testimony actually seems to hold up pretty well.
The witness's earlier remarks did not appear to have been hastily prepared. All of his points have been explained, and none of them seem to contradict anything.
But of course.
But, how did you know about the emergency buzzer?
The police investigation documents went directly through me, and I always look over all the documents. It's elementary, Sir Lawyer.
Are you going to make even more trouble for us now, Sir Lawyer?
I will not allow any of your usual shenanigans, Mr. Wright.
My shenanigans?
Yes, Your Honor.
We cannot postpone Luke Atmy's trial any longer. This is your last chance.
They said that like 5 chances ago.
Hey, hang on a sec. Just one chance?
Ha! It seems that the party's about to begin.
Well, Phoenix?
There isn't any evidence that contradicts with that testimony.
So it would seem.
Oh, what do you mean, so it would seem? You're the one who got me into this.
Listen, Phoenix. Pointing out contradictions doesn't always mean you have to present evidence, does it? At any rate, this is our last chance. If you can't point out a case-breaking contradiction, you lose. That's all there is to it.
Cup number 17. The last cup, even though it's actually cup number 19.
Maybe sometimes he just was like moving the cup around. Maybe it's like all the ones he actually took a sip from. I don't know.
I counted every time one slid across the desk.
Right, but what about every time that he actually took a sip from a cup of coffee?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. You were keeping good count. Oh, well.
It seems like the time has come to put an end to this trial.
I mean, maybe he's just full of shit. Maybe he's just blatantly misrepresenting the amount of coffee he's drank.
Whew. Okay.
I have to find a fatal contradiction in this testimony. And I need to point it out without presenting evidence. Oh my gosh. Which means all I can do is find the contradictory remark and press it.
Remember, you only get one chance.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna...
Very
It's a
well,
good
Mr.
thing
Wright,
we have
please begin
more
your...
powers.
Yeah, please begin your final cross-examination.
Gonna go ahead and gonna save the game. Oh my god.
Luckily, nobody sees us doing this.
Dun, dun, dun.
What are you doing with that time-altering device over there, Mr. Wright?
No, nothing. It's a
It's
child's
just an
toy.
ordinary notebook, no time powers whatsoever.
Nope. Ignore the glowing. Ignore the weird sounds.
Last testimony. Okay.
Yeah, we already know that.
Right. I had to leave to see about another vitally important job. Okay. Sure.
Can't really
Yeah, he
prove
did say
that
he had
at all.
2 jobs. Or whatever. I'd known about the date beforehand, so I had this photograph ready. Alright.
Don't know why, but yeah.
My brilliant introduction was what informed me that the true culprit was Ron Delight. Okay, whatever. Maybe. I don't know. Thanks to the key card and wallet, it was abundantly clear that he was there.
Well, no shit, he was there. You invited him.
Yeah. I was also able to make a deduction from the buzzer, which only sounded once.
Doesn't really prove anything, but also it's technically true.
Yeah. The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? The victim would have left prints if he sounded it, which means the killer sounded it. Yeah. Was you. Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, which is why he left no prints. Aren't there, like... Oh, here's the other thing. They make it sound like there had to have been 2 outfits. One for Ron, and one for Atme. Maybe? Oh, actually, no. He wore it days earlier. Then where did the outfit go? Do they have separate outfits?
I mean, you can probably just buy a complete mask-to-mask cosplay at Spirit Halloween for like $50 or something.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, flipping, he's got a public release. Anyone could come up with it. All right. And the blackmail letter? The victim likely just mistook the color of the jewel.
See, this is the thing that I'm most suspicious of. Because there ain't no mistaking the color of that jewel.
How do you just mistake blue for red? Yeah, that's silly. Zvari, therefore all the evidence points to that poor boy. I'm gonna press on this one.
Yeah, go for it.
Mr. Atme, about this last remark.
You still don't get it, do you, Trite? This isn't the time to be pressing the witness on every little statement.
What?
I said this before. There's still one thing you haven't proven. That this scum was in Kane Bullard's office that night. And now, it's time for me to drink my last cup.
Oh my god, he actually chugged it.
Oh! That's enough. Bye-bye.
Social credit minus 5 million.
Social credit just got obliterated. Oh my god.
You will never ride a train in China again.
Oh my god.
I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds the defendant Randolite.
Oh my god, I got schooled Christmas. Oh, you. Yeah, bye-bye. Zam. Oh,
Well,
my
could've gone better.
gosh. Wow, that actually just boots us back to the screen.
Freaking
Woo.
ouch, man.
Owie. Owie. Alright, well, here we go. Examination. Alright. Like, here's the thing. Didn't Ron's cape get caught in the safe? So there would have been like a rip out of the cape, right?
Technically, yes, I think.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like we don't have the evidence for that, but like, if it got caught in the safe, we would have seen that. But if Luke at me shows us his mask-to-mask thing, and it... oh, actually...
I
no,
don't think that's what they want, but it is a good point.
I don't know.
The buzzer only sounded once, he says.
Yeah, he said the... I mean, it's like...
Yeah, how do you know that the buzzer only sounded once if you weren't there?
Yeah.
Aha!
About this last remark. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This sounds familiar.
This sounds familiar. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm gonna post a little something in Sound Library here.
Go for
It's
it.
very relevant.
Oh, what is this not? Oh, no, we died. Oh my gosh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Guilty official music video?
By the band Lime, back when you could still name yourself after fruit because all those band names weren't taken yet.
Nice. Oh my gosh. Oh, what is it? Okay. Sure, I guess, yeah. Yeah. Alright, well, I guess, well, there's... Alright. How would he...
We did reveal that technically earlier.
How would he... Wait a minute. He was able to make a deduction, which only sounded once. How... Okay, so he had to have known that the buzzer sounded once, and he was there. But then, how...
Keep going.
How did Mr. Delight... Where...
Your Honor, I present the silhouette from that cutscene as evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, nope. Guilty. We're all guilty. Guilty.
Oh, wait. I'm afraid you're the one who still doesn't get it, Mr. Godot.
What?
Mr. Adme, it seems you have finally admitted that you were in the CEO's office on the night of the murder.
How can you say that?
Let's review your testimony, shall we, Mr. Adme? The button did not have any fingerprints on it. Why? Mr. Delight was wearing his mask-to-mask outfit, is that correct?
Indeed.
Yeah, he
that's
wasn't
what I
in the
said.
courtroom when we revealed that.
My deductions are absolutely...
That's what was sus. I was like, how did he...
Indeed, that's what I said. My deductions are absolutely foolproof.
More like your deductions prove that you're a fool.
I'm sorry, whatever do you mean?
For some reason, I'm starting to get really thirsty.
When exactly did we learn the fact that Ron Delight was dressed as Mask to Mask when he went to the scene of the crime?
That was,
It was just a few hours ago. Back when my sixth cup was looking at me with a cold stare.
Oh, did I forget to mention it before? I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now.
That's right, the defendant had yet to tell anyone else this fact before this morning. Therefore, the only people who should know this are those who have been watching this trial.
Yeah.
You understand now, Detective Adme? There's no way that you should have known about that.
Man, he's done that so many times it has lost all impact.
Yeah. We do want a nice frame of that, though, because every single time he does it, we're unable to, like, pause. It always automatically proceeds. It's actually kind of bothersome. You were in the next courtroom having been tried as Mask to Mask. So then enlighten us. Just how did you know about that piece of information?
Well...
Come on, this detective must have known about it. He probably had plenty of chances to find out beforehand.
And it's those chances that I want to discuss next. That night, Mr. Delight was wearing his Mask to Mask outfit. There is one and only one way for Detective Adme to have found that out.
only one?
One way, you say?
Please recall, if you will, Mr. Delight's testimony.
When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there.
For a second, my client witnessed the real killer.
But Mr. Delight never saw his attacker.
Yeah, but we did.
So there's no way to tell whether or not the real killer was Luke Atme.
Who else has that silhouette? It's with that statement that I'll turn this case on its head.
Just what are you implying?
Mr. Delight saw the real killer, correct? Now, if you turn that statement around, it stands to reason that the real killer had also seen Ron Delight.
Impossible.
Hello, it's me. Good night.
Detective Atme, you saw Mask to Mask at the murder scene that night. You saw him when you killed King Bullard and assaulted Ron Delight. That was the only way you could have known what Ron was wearing.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, the screen can't take it. Ooh, new pose.
Take a good look, everyone. Unable to find a rival worthy of my genius, I was forced to create one by myself. Here I am, the tragic clown.
That's the same line you gave yesterday.
It's the same pose, too.
But I think there's a little more meaning behind it this time.
I noticed they even updated Maya Sprite for the wide shot.
They did.
What an awfully complicated incident. Ken Bullard was blackmailing Luke Atme, who was in turn blackmailing Ron Delight. And upon killing his blackmailer, Luke Atme tried to frame down Ron Delight. He then claimed to be guilty as Mask to Mask in order to escape his true crime.
And to that end, he came up with this plan. used the double jeopardy rule when making his alibi. At any rate, it would seem...
At any rate, it would seem we finally found the truth.
Excuse me.
No, it's over.
I came perilously close to besmirching the record of an innocent young man, besmirching him with the title of murderer.
Don't ignore me!
No.
Oh, I didn't realize you were there.
Why
He's just been hiding under the stand this whole time.
Yeah.
About the verdict.
I know, you never committed any murder.
That's right, I'm so glad you understand that, but... I really am Master Mask!
Huh? Oh my god.
So thanks to that trial yesterday, I'm innocent now, right? What was it you said? Double jeopardy?
Now that you mention it.
I've been careless. I drank my coffees too fast.
Careless?
What do you think, Mia? As the defendant says, the rule of double jeopardy is absolute. A defendant can never be tried twice for a crime in which he was once found innocent. Then Mask to Mask is really innocent. It would seem so. For now.
For now.
Now then, this court finds the defendant.
Yippee! Release the confetti!
Guilty. We're not guilty of love.
Boy, this is really lucky. Wait, this isn't so good after all. You see, the thing is, I still am Mask to Mask after all.
Oh my gosh. October 14th, 3:35 p.m. District Court Defendant Lobby Number 4. Blah, blah, blah.
You did it, Phoenix. Thanks, Mia. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because Maya doesn't call me much these days. Oh? I'm just joking, Phoenix. Don't take everything so seriously. But on the other hand, Maya, she seems kind of torn these days. You mean about becoming the master of the Kurain channeling school? Becoming the master means saying goodbye to our mother. Yeah, Misty Faye, right? Watch over her, will you, Phoenix? Phoenix. Search your feelings, Phoenix. Of course.
Look beyond what you see.
Yep. Well then, see you around. Alright, bye.
Mia.
Oh, Mr. Wright. I don't know what to say.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Delight.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, you're off the hook. Now get your word or tear away from me.
Yeah.
No, wait. Nothing really matters anymore, though, now that all of this has happened.
Oh.
Come on, just be happy already. Angry gerbil face.
Maya. I got mixed up with voices.
You've been cleared of the murder charges and got off as Mask to boot.
But in exchange, I lost everything.
Huh? What do you mean?
Stealing security information from KB Security, becoming Mask to Mask. I did it all for one reason, for her.
You mean
Boy,
your wife?
she doesn't care as long as you keep buying her stuff.
Yeah, you mean your wife?
She hates criminals more than anything.
Come to think of it, she was once held hostage by some robbers, wasn't she?
She always said how she hated sneaky criminals. I knew that, but... Once I got fired from KB Security and lost all the money I had, she wouldn't have any reason to stay with me. I thought she would leave me for sure.
Oh, so that's why you became Mask to Mask?
Yes, but it's all over now. Broken Bowl can never be put back together.
We put that broken urn back together pretty well.
We did, yeah.
That's not true, right, Nick?
Right.
Really? Can we go back to the way things were?
You'll be fine, and Nick can prove it.
I can? I kind of wish you would check with me first.
Mr. Delight, even if a bowl is broken, there's always a way to put it back together. No flippin' way, do we?
Yep. See, this one's broken like twice. Take that.
The sacred urn. Desiree was the one who found this.
And Desiree, your wife, she always believed in you, Ron. That's why you'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
Let's see. I kind of hate the voice that I used for her last time. Let's come up with a new one real quick.
What if we use the one for Alana?
Oh, there you are.
There we go.
Mr. Light.
You did it, Ronnie. You're innocent. I'm so happy.
Thank you, I appreciate that, but, I suppose you don't want anything more to do with me, do you?
I think I can try this. It's basically Sandy Cheeks.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie, why didn't you talk to me about what was going on? I had no idea you'd quit KB Security. I never imagined that you were really mask to mask either. Ms. Delight, what are you going to do now that you know? You're not going to really leave him, are you? Come on, it's obvious, isn't it?
I'm getting out of here.
How could I ever let a wonderful man like him get away? After all, my bike's really fast. So fast, there's no way he could ever get away.
What the maybe Ron needs to run.
But didn't you say that you hated criminals?
Oh, I only hate people who act all cowardly and sneaky. Like that detective.
I see.
My Ronnie went and declared his crimes before he committed them, like a man. It's funny because that was actually Luke at me who left that.
Look at me! Oh my god!
It's almost like she doesn't know what's going on or
Almost
something.
like her car is just her bike is just a little bit too fast. She's missing some important details.
Yeah, she left some brains on the road back there.
Oh my gosh.
I just love a man who's so chivalrous. Chivalrous? I knew I was right about you. Every day I spend with you is filled with thrills and excitement.
Desi.
Desiree, you really do love Ron, don't you? Or maybe you just
Desiree, you really do love Ron's money, don't you?
Yeah, you do love his money.
Nicky boy,
Yes?
I'm really glad I asked you to defend my Ronnie. Thank you so much. I'll never forget what you've done for us.
Oh, well, take care of yourself.
You too, Nicky boy.
I can feel my face going red.
Hey, Mr. Nick, Mystic Maya, congratulations! I finally broke out of that weird statue in the basement.
Where have you been this whole time?
Talk about bad timing. Hey, Mr. Nick, how could you with another man's wife in front of Mystic Maya? No, you got it wrong! I'll never forgive you, never, ever!
Pearl, the police are right there.
So just as the case came to a close, so too did my consciousness as Pearl just beat me across the head.
And all the security guards did was laugh because Phoenix got beat up by a small child.
Yep, every day. Hey, how's it going, TK? Yeah, no, that is a Kermit voice. I always switch it up. First part of the trial, I go with Sonic the Hedgehog. Second part of the trial, I go with Kermit. That's the current pattern here. Hey, Ron said a broken bowl can never be put back together. But I know that's not true. I mean, just look. Like, there it is. Ta-da!
Wow, I knew my expression. I thought that we ran out of those.
Happy gerbil face. Here's a perfect example of one that was put back together even better than before. That's debatable. They're just smiling at it. I actually don't know. That's a bunch of paint.
Man, for a second there, I thought Pearl just got totally Mike Wazowski'd that she got her face out of dialogue.
God, we wish. Oh my gosh. A brand new episode has been added.
Well, let's do that sometime that's not right now.
Yep. We're going to save over this.
Now watch
Dang.
as it turns out that getting knocked out by Pearl gave Phoenix memory loss for the next chapter.
Yeah.
This court sees no further reason to put her on the trial. The case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts.
It wasn't me, I swear it wasn't me.
The evidence and testimony we have seen and heard are conclusive. The victim was alone at his table and he drank from that poisoned cup of coffee.
No, you're wrong. I knew it. I saw.
Uh-uh.
I saw someone else there. A man. He's the real killer.
Huh?
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 Why won't anyone believe me?
Well, I'd say that pretty much wraps this case up, wouldn't you? Mr. Wright?
This court finds the defendant.
I'm not controlling anything right now. This must be a nightmare.
This court is adjourned.
Yeah, I
Is this
think
like
he's
a
still
nightmare
knocked out.
sequence? What the flip is this? January 6th, 10:03 a.m. Wright and Coleslaw offices. I love coleslaw.
I'm indifferent.
It's alright.
I like coleslaw when it's with certain other things, but I can't eat just like a bowl of coleslaw.
That's true. It's one of those things where it's like, I like having just a little bit of it, but like after 3 bites, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
good
me
for
and
another
mushrooms,
month.
basically.
Makes sense. Alright, well, we're gonna save here after that cutscene.
Yeah, well, next time we'll figure out what the heck is going on.
Yep. Alright, well, thank you all for hanging out. And,
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
so we'll be doing this again next week. Same time, same thing, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard, and we'll pick up right where we left off. Thank you all, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.